My name is Bakari Patterson, and I'm here to pitch you today my crime drama, Bringing Home the Bacon. After a young teenage boy's mother becomes unemployed and ill, he begins a life of crime. He begins to sell drugs to support his household. Eddie, a 6-year-old scrawny boy wearing a medium, not too big, black hoodie and black baseball cap, approaches a grimy steel door. He knocks on the door, and he's greeted by the door henchman. He pulls back the door shield and sizes up Eddie. He closes it and unlocks a couple of locks. Bam! He opens the door, pulls Eddie in, and begins to pat him down. After he pats him down, he lures him back to the back to see the boss through the pool hall, where he's met by clouds of smoke and vicious gangsters playing pool. As he enters the room, he encounters Carlos, the boss, a 28-year-old Hispanic wearing a blazer, smoking a cigar on the phone. He puts down the phone and he greets Eddie. He tells him to take his seat. He tells his henchman to go to the back and get the brick. He gets the brick, throws it into the duffel bag, and he asks Eddie, "You know the rules of the game? Do you understand? There's no mercy, there's no love. There's no favors, and there's no takebacks." Eddie lets him know that he's willing to do anything to support his family, and he understands. So he writes down his address and sends Eddie onto his first journey to make his first sale. So he's pacing back and forth in a dark alley. He's really fidgety. He's not used to this environment. Then the car pulls up. He makes the transaction, he gets the money, and he runs home. Before he goes in the house, he calms down and he tries to sneak in, but the door squeaks. It lets off a loud squeak. The mother hears it, and she comes out and asks him about his whereabouts. "Why are you out so late? What's been going on?" He doesn't want to disappoint his sick mother, so he lets her know that he got a new job opportunity. He's going to be able to take care of the family. Everything's going to be better. And she starts coughing. He takes her back to the room. Then he goes in his room, and he begins to break down crying. But then he counts his money. The next day, he shows up and begins his routine. He picks up the drugs from Carlos, sells to a client, gets the money, counts it, and then he goes and buys groceries for his household. The next day, he does the same thing, but only this time after he gets the money, he goes and buys his mother's medicine from the pharmacy. And the last time that he does it, he basically gets the money and pays his bills and gets some new nice clothes and some gold rings. One day after leaving this house, he puts on his nice gold rings. One of the older gangsters from the neighborhood, Big Mike, and his gang members are watching him. So he goes to Carlos's place and he gets the drugs. Carlos pours him a glass of champagne and tells him, he's been doing this thing in the gang, putting it down, and he really respects his reliability. He leaves to go make the transaction. He hops on the train to go to an unfamiliar neighborhood, where he encounters Big Mike and his gang members on the train. At first, he doesn't want to, make any sudden moves or anything like that because he doesn't know what's going on. But he realizes he might be in danger. So as soon as the train stops, he jumps off and begins running fast. He cuts corners. He goes through back alleys. He throws down trash cans, and he throws the duff bag over the fence. As he begins to jump, he's grabbed by one of the gang members. They beat him up brutally, and they take his drugs and leave him knocked out unconscious. As Eddie wakes up unconscious, he quickly calls Carlos from a payphone and lets him know what happened. Carlos gives him ultimatums. Either he can get the drugs back or the money, or he's going to have to kill his robbers. Faced with that decision, he decides he has to kill his robbers. If he doesn't do any of those things, then Carlos is going to kill him and his mother. So he decides the robbers' lives are worth taking. So he's picked up in a big SUV with Carlos inside. He gives him the ski mask and his gun. After he gets the ski mask and gun, he breaks into Big Mike's house, where he encounters his girlfriend, Big Mike and his girlfriend celebrating. He shoots Big Mike and aims the gun at his girlfriend, but he doesn't kill her because she's innocent. So he takes the remainder of the drugs and he runs back to his house. In his house, he encounters his mother, where she sees him covered in blood, and they have a moment where he breaks down and they both begin crying as sirens begin to fill their house and the police lights fill through the windows. Thank you for your time and consideration.